Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé's Greg Chillak reveals unexpected new job amid rumors Joan Khrushchev is pregnant. 90-Day Fiancé star Greg Chillak is revealing what his surprising new job is after rumors of his wife, Joan Khrushchev, being pregnant. Greg from Long Island is a 35-year-old man who married Joan from Uganda in 90-Day Fiancé Season 11. Joan came to the U.S. on a K-1 visa but had difficulties adjusting to her new life, with her having to live with Greg's mother, Lucille, in her house. Lucille covered most household expenses and Greg had declined job offers, creating strain with Joan over their financial future. But it looks like he's finally found a job he likes. "I have to admit my job is pretty amazing," Greg wrote in his new Instagram post while revealing what he does for work now. Greg posed in the Sikorsky UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter while also standing proudly next to military personnel for some pictures. "I'm getting to hang out with these guys and their insane equipment," he added. "It's a great reward for the hard work." Greg also thanked his friend Jonathan W. for the opportunity in the caption. One of Greg's followers asked him where he works. Greg replied, "I work for New York State." Another fan, Ad Sweet Soap, commented, "Is this Republic Airport in Farmingdale?" However, Greg chose not to reveal the location of his job. Greg introduced himself as a baker during his 90-Day Fiancé Season 11 debut. He revealed that he dreamed of owning a bakery, but wasn't having much success in that department. One of the bigger issues in his relationship with Joan was his not being able to pay Joan's $3,000 bride price. Joan was aware that Greg was not financially stable. Greg also had approximately $8,000 worth of debt from recent expenses, including the visa and lawyers. The cameras showed Greg trying to get job interviews, but he didn't seem too serious about it. Greg had also turned down a state job. Greg worked as a freelance plumber a few months ago. However, for now, he seems to be happy with his new job, which could be the same one he had turned down on the show. Greg and Joan were still living in Lucille's house when they filmed the 90-Day Fiancé Tell-All. Joan complained about the lack of intimacy between them due to Lucille's interference. Joan had not been on any birth control, and Lucille did not want any grandchildren while they were living in her house. Recently, there were rumors that Joan was possibly expecting a baby, but she turned them down. Still, now that Greg has a job, it's likely that he will or has already moved out of his mom's house. Joan was rude towards Greg's mom when she said it was her choice to have a baby, and Lucille didn't have a say in that matter. Greg and Joan's journey has just begun, and 90-Day Fiancé Season 11 is surely not where it ends. Perhaps Greg will be able to share more details of his job and living situation in a future spin-off. For months, the 90-Day Fiancé fandom has been buzzing about Greg Chillak and Joan Khrushchev, one of the most polarizing couples the franchise has ever produced. From their explosive fights on screen to their undeniable chemistry, viewers have followed every twist in their turbulent relationship. But just when fans thought they had the couple figured out, Greg shocked everyone by announcing a completely unexpected new career path. An announcement that came, conveniently, at the same time that rumors about Joan possibly being pregnant began to swirl. It was during a candid Instagram live that Greg, dressed in his usual casual hoodie and backwards baseball cap, dropped the news. Instead of returning to his previous job in logistics or dabbling in small business investments like he had hinted earlier in the season, Greg revealed that he's diving headfirst into a field no one expected: culinary arts. Yes, Greg Chillak, the man best known for arguing about how much feta cheese Joan puts on her salads and for complaining about expensive brunch culture, is now training to become a professional chef, a career pivot nobody saw coming. Greg explained that after the whirlwind of reality TV, he needed something grounding. Filming the show was exciting but also exhausting. There were cameras in my face when Joan and I argued about laundry, about her family, about everything. When the season ended, I realized I needed something that gave me peace, he told his followers. Cooking has always been that outlet for me. It started with grilling, then experimenting with my mom's old recipes, and now I'm taking it seriously. To prove he wasn't joking, Greg panned the camera to show off a gleaming new kitchen space he's renting in New Jersey. Stainless steel counters, rows of knives, and jars of spices lined the shelves. "This isn't just a hobby," he said, proudly holding up a white chef's jacket embroidered with his name. "I'm starting my own catering business. Chillak's Kitchen is officially happening." Fans immediately flooded the comments with a mix of shock and excitement. Some were skeptical. Was this just another reality star cash grab? But others were quick to point out how much Greg had posted about food over the past few months, from his obsession with perfecting risotto to late-night experiments with pastries. One fan wrote, "Honestly, this makes sense. Greg was never cut out for the corporate grind. At least in the kitchen, he can channel all that energy into something creative." Joan at the center of the rumor mill. But while Greg's culinary venture was headline-worthy enough, the timing couldn't have been more suspicious. Just as he announced his new project, whispers about Joan Khrushchev possibly being pregnant reached fever pitch. The rumors started when Joan was spotted at a small-town farmer's market in upstate New York wearing an oversized sweater, with eagle-eyed fans insisting they noticed a bump. Add to that her recent absence from social media, an unusual move for the outspoken Ukrainian-born star, and speculation skyrocketed. Greg's new job is cute and all, but did anyone else notice Joan's silence? One Reddit user asked. Another replied, "She's either pregnant or they're planning another spin-off. Either way, something's up." Neither Greg nor Joan has confirmed the pregnancy rumors, but their inner circle has been dropping breadcrumbs. Joan's cousin recently posted a cryptic Instagram story of tiny knitted booties with the caption, "Can't wait for what's ahead." Meanwhile, Greg's sister left a teasing comment under one of his cooking videos. "Hope you're ready to cook for 2 or 3. Balancing fatherhood and food? If Joan is indeed pregnant, Greg's sudden shift to a culinary career could make a lot more sense. As fans know, his corporate job had him traveling constantly, which was a major source of conflict on the show. Joan wanted him home more, especially if they planned to start a family, while Greg argued that financial security required long hours away. "Starting a catering business means I can be my own boss," Greg explained in the live. "I can stay close to home, build something from the ground up, and, if the time comes, be around for my family." He paused after those words, flashing a sly grin at the camera that only fueled speculation. The comments exploded. Did he just confirm Joan is pregnant? Greg quickly backtracked, saying only, "I'm not confirming anything, guys. Don't read into it." But by then the damage was done. Fans were convinced. The couple's rocky road. Greg and Joan's storyline on 90 Day Fiancé was anything but smooth. From Joan accusing Greg of being too controlling, to Greg's family questioning whether Joan truly loved him or just wanted to stay in America. Their journey was fraught with tension. Yet despite the screaming matches and tears, there were moments of tenderness that made viewers root for them. Their season ended with the two tentatively committing to stay together, though neither looked completely sure. Since then, they've continued to keep fans guessing. One week, Joan would post a glamorous selfie captioned, "Independent women shine brighter." The next, Greg would share a cozy photo of them eating takeout on the couch with the caption, "My partner in crime." Now, with rumors of pregnancy and a new business on the horizon, it seems the pair may have found common ground at last. Fan reactions, from skepticism to support. Reactions to Greg's big reveal have been as divided as ever. Some fans think the timing is calculated, classic 90-day move, one fan scoffed. Others are genuinely supportive, pointing out that plenty of stars from the franchise have reinvented themselves successfully. "Honestly, I'd eat at Chillak's Kitchen," one Twitter user joked, "as long as Joan is the hostess. That woman knows how to keep things spicy." Another fan wrote, "I don't even care about the baby rumors. If Greg finally found something that makes him happy, good for him." Cooking is therapy. What's next for Greg and Joan? With Greg launching Chillak's kitchen and Joan possibly preparing for motherhood, the couple could be entering their most stable chapter yet. There are even whispers that TLC producers are circling back, considering a spin-off series focused on Greg's culinary journey and Joan's adjustment to family life in the US. Would I do another show? Greg mused during his live. Maybe. But right now, my focus is food, family, and figuring things out with Joan. Of course, in true Greg and Joan fashion, nothing is ever simple. As soon as Greg wrapped his announcement, Joan posted a mysterious Instagram story, just a picture of a baby carrot with a caption, "Not everything is what it seems." Fans were left puzzled. Was it a cheeky nod to the pregnancy rumors? A playful way of throwing people off? Or was Joan simply reminding everyone that she, not Greg, is the real master of stirring the pot? One thing is certain. Whether or not Joan is pregnant, and whether or not Chillak's kitchen becomes a culinary empire, the couple remains one of the most fascinating post 90-day pairs to watch. After all, Greg Chillak didn't just reveal a new job. He reignited an entire fan base's obsession with the unpredictable love story of two people who swore they'd never compromise, yet somehow keep finding new ways to surprise the world.